There is no denying the fact that when it comes to Instacart, it can be a little tricky to manage, such as their tips. So at least if you're trying to figure out in advance what you're going to get tipped and then you want to see it afterwards, I'll help you lovelies figure that out. Right now, currently in front of us, we have a batch with Instacart. It's a total of $18.98. We can see it's 11.8 kilometers, but how much of this is tip? Well, if I go ahead and click on this Metro batch for $18.98, first of all, you can see it's way out of order. I'm not going to go get this. But out of the whole order, because it's 11.8 kilometers and there's 15 items, 19 units, Instacart is willing to pay $14.62. Bad offer. Anyways, we're talking about the tip here. Now, if we scroll to that right-hand side, you got the plus $4.36 tip. And that is the tip that the customer would provide you for this batch upon completion if they don't modify the tip. Now, what I mean by if they don't modify is the customer does have the right to modify tips with Instacart. If it's within the first hour, they can remove. And if it's within 24 hours, they can increase. Now, how could you see afterwards if they have either increased or removed it? I have some previous batches because I have not delivered with Instacart in a long time because their payments have changed. But let's click on, I don't know, September the 26th to October the 2nd. Within here, we can see multiple things. So we can see batch earning, tips, adjustments, my total. But we notice that I've had two batches here. So I'm going to scroll down where we see Wednesday, September 28th, the 77.42, and we're going to go ahead and click on it. Now, this is going to give me more details upon both those batches. So I know that I had one afternoon batch for $32.79, and then I had one evening batch for $44.63. So we're still seeing at the top in the middle there, $40.87 was tips, but how much was each? So I'm going to click the $12.53 times slot 1 for the $32.79, and now it's going to expand it. So I can see out of my tips, I got $18.83 was tips. We got apparently, and I'm not going to do the calculation of the batch for the kilometers, but for 14.6 kilometers at 40 cents per kilometer, they put $13.96. I can't do the math in my head, but you guys can tell me if that's wrong because anyways, Instacart has been lying to a lot of customers when it comes to kilometers in Canada in the batches. But the main focus is the tips. If I go back here, and I go to the $44.63, we can see in this case scenario, originally it was $21.99 and it got increased to $22.04. Now this type of increase of just a couple of cents is not the customer going in and increasing it. It was a percentage-based tip. And a percentage-based tip is typically based on the total of the receipt that the customer is going to get charged for, let's say, I don't know, let's say they want to do $100 worth of groceries, and out of that $100, they want to tip me 10%. Well, if they add something to the batch, or if I replace something at a higher value, it would make that percentage-based tip go up a little bit more because the value is higher. So if it goes up to 102 instead of 100, I would get the difference because the percentage is higher. But this is the way that you can see whether the tip is before or after with Instacart. And I'll catch you lovelies in the next video.